Wow, that familiar sound, right,
Good to
Connor?
be back. It's been a while.
I had to drag my butt here today because I was like, well, like, Jennifer and I were away in Mexico for 10 days, business and pleasure, and then I had yesterday off and Friday off, and we went out and had some more fun, and then last night it was like, oh yeah, I hadn't prepared anything yet. I was like,
You just
oh,
fall out of a routine, right?
well, it's because 2 weeks on the road for the Sarnia
That was
Sting,
a
right?
long 2 weeks,
Well, and probably
especially for them.
probably the longest 2 weeks of this season so far for the Sarnia Sting because there's not a lot of, well, there's some positives, I guess, but
It's
for
been
the
a
most part,
it's been a rocky road.
yeah, like, okay, that's the elephant in the room, the power play.
The power play. We're back down to the worst team in the league. It was a tough trip going 1-7. There's only one way it could have went worse. It would have been
Yeah,
0-8, and
yeah,
it was rough. And last night they got their butts handed to them as well. It was
yeah,
9-3.
right.
The
I
Michael
will say though, I saw a lot of pictures, and we talked about this before we went away, that Saginaw and Sarnia are buddies. Like I saw a lot of pictures from the Saginaw
I
group
did as well. Good
going,
relationship.
yeah, like they're welcome, so nice to see everybody. And you say relationship, I think there's been relationships between the fans that have gotten to know each other and
Yeah,
stay in touch
certainly.
online.
Yeah, more so that I think it's funny. Like Flint's just up the road from them, but we didn't seem to
Right.
have as tight a bond with Flint as we do as some Saginaw fans. And when they come here, they bring a bus and they're super respectful. They're
Yeah.
they're they're good people
Yeah, there was a bus that went down there yesterday, right? And yeah, it's just I mean, we have our rivalries,
for
right?
sure. Yeah,
But
Friday night was one of them.
right.
I
Did you watch that?
oh yeah, I lost a lot of my hair.
Yeah. What's going on with this team, Connor?
Oh, it's just you can put a little bit of the blame on losing Edwards and Diorio for a couple weeks back to the U17, but
Sure.
those are young players, and if you're going to put that responsibility on their shoulders, it's tough, and it's an opportunity for other players to step up and make their name for themselves, but nobody really did, and we even lost a guy. Lane Sim has just found he wasn't getting enough playing time and had to take his talents over to the QMJHL, which was a tough loss for us because he was talented. He had a hard time getting in the lineup, but
Yeah.
it was a player that we all liked. We recognized, his dad's on the board,
Yeah.
his brother's in London, but yeah, that was tough. That was a
Well,
tough
but I
one.
think what I read though was that originally Lane Sim was looking to play in the QHL or the QMHL. What is that? See,
The QMJHL.
I can't talk. um, I think originally he was looking at pursuing that, right? And then for whatever reason, maybe he was nudged or encouraged to come to the OHL, which he did. And but I know you're. I don't know. I don't know if it's lack of playing time. You heard me say a few times. I'm like, I'm not seeing out of him what I think the expectation was when he first arrived here. And maybe part of that comes from the fact that his father, John Sim, right,
Hmm.
who is still the record holder for the most goals,
Yep,
right?
it's a great one.
And so that bar is set high. And then, of course, his brother in London, right, who's doing very well. So family pressure, I don't know, like
Yeah,
to perform.
it's a strange situation, but like he had a couple games to get in there with Edwards and Diorio, and it might maybe lack of interest. Maybe he was ready to move on,
Well,
and
I want to play, and I'm not getting enough here. I mean, we saw that with who was it? Caden Johnston,
hmm
right? Coming to Sarnia. And one of his reasons was I wasn't getting enough play time and stuff.
yeah,
Like
it's big for these players. Like you said, we're playing as a team, but you got to showcase your talents a little bit selfishly because you want to. If you want a career in hockey, you want to be seen by the scouts. You want to be on the ice as much as you can, making as much of a difference as you can.
yeah. How do you make that balance? I think we've mentioned before too. You have the balance of, okay, I'm on a team, so there's no I in team, but there is a little bit, especially when you know the scouts are in the room, or training camps happening, or even the beginning season or preseason. I think
hmm
is there for a reason as well. It's like, okay, I'm here to win with the team, but I really want to. Like that's got to be a tough balance
Yeah,
between the
you can't
two.
take your teammates with you, right? Like
No.
as much as you're a team, there's only a few of you that are gonna move on, and you know what I mean. Like you gotta play for the team, but you're also looking at the next step in your career. Really, like these are young kids. They want to make a name for themselves. They want to get to the next level in hockey, and I think that's just maybe just being a playmaker first.
Yeah.
Just as long as you can pass the puck and get it on somebody's stick, they're always a huge fan of that. And if they know you can shoot, and they'll tell you when to do that.
Well, recognizing the strengths and weaknesses in each player is a big part of being the coach, right? And general manager, quite honestly, as well. Recognizing, I mean, I don't think there. Well, I shouldn't say this, but is there a perfect player? Like, I mean, on paper, yeah,
Sure.
right. I'd love him to be able to score, defend, and pass the puck and do it well and all that. But does that really exist?
No, it doesn't. Even in the NHL, there's always you can. There's probably players with 3 good categories, and then they're lacking in the defense, or there's three good categories and they're lacking in their offense.
Yeah.
There's always something. Someone's always going to complain. Someone's always going to say, "Oh, I wish he would have done that. I wish he could have done this more. I wish he would have done this more." But that's why it's a team game, because you got your teammates to pick up the slack for the talents that you might not have.
Yeah, yeah. Well, for those of you just joining us here, we're live from the Hughes Intelligence Hockey Suite. Thanks, Barry Bentley and his team, for allowing us to be here. And we're going to have a special giveaway coming up. We're going to give away 4 tickets to the Hughes Intelligence Hockey Suite. You can come up here and hang out with myself and Connor and have some fun. So keep an eye out on my Facebook for that. We're trying to think of a creative way to do that, but it'll be fun. And let's go over to TikTok, say hello to everybody there. Oh, somebody sent a gift. Who just sent a gift? Oh, I sent you an invitation. I didn't mean to, but I can't see who sent the gift. But somebody just, thank you so much. Uncle Whitey, maybe? Yeah, Uncle Whitey said a heart. Thank you, Uncle Whitey. Yeah, I'm just trying to catch up on it. So thank you so much. Yeah, we're getting up to, look at that. We're at 2,100K already for the likes on TikTok. So let's go for 10,000. I triple dog dare you. For those of you watching on YouTube and Facebook, we do appreciate you being here. However, we're having a little more fun over on TikTok, so you can come over and find me there. Still trying to win that 50-50, Connor, and
there was a big one on for the U17 if you didn't see.
Oh, no, I didn't see that. What was that up to?
I think it was up. It was 20. Or no, it was 15, 18,000.
Wow,
I think it was a big one.
That's amazing. Well, the Sarnia Sting Assist program and the volunteers there are a big part of. They do the 50-50 draws and the jersey draws, and then they help decide on where the money goes into the community. You can go to sarniasting5050.com to get those tickets if you're not here. And I don't know if that's limited. Like if you were in London, could you still?
I think you have to have it in the postal code. I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Unless you're coming down to the game.
I think it depends. Yeah, well, just come on down to the
Fill the
game.
seats. Why not? We're welcome to everyone.
That's right. Here we are. Let's talk about Kitchener, and they're a bit of a force right now as well. I mean, compared to Sarnia Sting, right?
Yeah. Oh, certainly. They're looking like a scary team after the road trip that we just had. They're 14-3-2-1. There's not many cracks in their armor. This is a team that maybe I think people thought wasn't going to be as good this year, but they've proved that wrong, and they're just on a roll right now. Adrian Mieseljevic is on an absolute tear. It's going to be a tough afternoon, I think.
Yeah, maybe it's what the Sarnia Sting need. Maybe they need that, like, I always say play checkers against your dad. Will you let me win? No, you got to come here, and like every game, and earn it. And sometimes the tougher the team, maybe, because I mean, even though we lost to London, like we've beaten London, and we're very capable of beating this London team. I just think there's some things not in sync on our side right now. But Kitchener, not gonna be easy, but they're gonna have to come out here. And I think being back home, I never understood it. I'm like, what is being away or home got to do with anything? The rink's the same size and everything, but there is an energy and a force in the room, right? That
that's a huge
encourages you. So, what are they gonna have to do to get through these guys? Big team too.
We got to get. Speaking of that, we got to get loud in here for sure. Sometimes it gets a little quiet on a Sunday afternoon.
Right.
I think you're just in the library a little bit, but but for them, I think like they're great competitors. We're not at the bottom of the league yet, even despite an awful road trip, a god awful road trip, and a really bad power play. Like in every other aspect of their game, they're doing really well. It's just we get caught on these strange plays. Like we had a power play in London the other night, and we got scored on shorthanded. And it's like,
Right.
good lord, we almost look worse with an extra guy on the ice. So
Yeah.
it's just if you could keep the level of play that we have when we're 5-on-5, like they can match up with any team at 5-on-5. But it seems like the special teams, like the penalty kill's been all right, but they crumble a bit. And you could keep saying it's chemistry, but we're over a quarter way through the season now, and
Wow.
the lines get shuffled a little bit. But I think, yeah, no, believe it or not, yeah, already a quarter way.
Well, that's that. Wow. Because we say in the beginning, like, oh, okay, well, it's first few games,
Yeah.
trying to figure it out, at a time, like that
Yeah.
quickly, right?
All of a sudden, yeah, you look at it like 4 quarters. Right? We've got
Right.
3 left, and I think you got to know who you are by the middle, partway through the season, because you got to have an identity. You got to kind of know what you want to
Yeah.
show the other team, and I think we're struggling with that a little bit, identity.
And Lucas Fischer being off still,
That's
right?
a huge one
with
too.
injury,
Yeah.
like
Our only NHL drafted player, and
and our captain.
yeah,
Oh, captain,
takes
my
a
captain.
huge injury.
Where
Right?
art thou, right? You see up on the screen there, though, we've got the projected lineup there. This is Edwards, Felak, and Doucette. I like this line. I think there's there's great leadership on there. We've been seeing Felak show up more, like you had talked at the beginning of the season. I'd like to see more from him, and then it seemed like he was having a hard time getting going, but then
He had a great night in London the other night. Actually,
Yeah.
a beautiful goal, first goal of the game, I think. And I'm looking for a bit more from Doucette. I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes you wonder where he is, but you can't say absolutely anything about Beckham Edwards. He comes back, steps right back into the lineup, and he's already got, I think, 3 goals. And
Right.
there's nothing you can say about him. You got to have him on the first line for sure.
Right. Brian Moore's loving us out there. Gerardo, hello. Getting us up to that. We're going for the 10,000 today, and we've got some more gifts we're looking for out there as well. And you can also support us on Facebook. If you click on the comment section and see a little star, you can send stars to us. And, of course, on YouTube, you can do the YouTube chat. Lots of ways to support us here so we can keep coming back and, well, hopefully entertaining.
Yeah, I would hope so, right?
I think so. And it's funny about you go back to Beckham Edwards. I mean, we go back to like every single home game since we've been here, Connor. We've talked about this young man, and we were kind of like a couple times you're like, okay, can we talk about something other than Beckham Edwards? But how can you not?
No, you can't. He's making a name for himself every single game.
He's not just showing up; he is over the top.
He's shouldering the offensive load.
Right, and
every game,
just like every game, you've never seen him slack off. And he's just, he's obviously one of the star players here for the Sarnia Sting. So,
there's a player that we might not have even had, considering we drafted him in the 4th round. Like I said, he was supposed to go much higher than that, but he was committed to the U.S. He wanted to go to college.
Right.
But how lucky that he changed his mind and came back to Sarnia, because I don't know where we'd be without him, really.
Right.
And him hoisting the gold here on home ice was awesome. He was a huge part of Canada White.
Yeah.
Not to say that Diorio, he was fantastic for Canada Red, but just to see him get that trophy, it was well deserved, and I hopefully he can get a different type.
Well, and it's far from not being able to talk about him. I know that. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
We just automatically put him on our agenda list every show here now. For those of you just watching, we're coming to you live from the Hughes Intelligence Hockey Suite here at the Progressive Auto Sales Arena. And Brown, Wainwright, and Moses. Wainwright, like, he's been. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, first or second game back from suspension, he had a 3-game suspension for a head hit for a first-time offender. I wasn't happy about that, but
yeah,
that's tough. And we lost him for the 3 games, so
yeah,
you can maybe put a little bit of the blame on that as well.
Yeah, certainly missed out there. Like, he wasn't quite around for the little while, and then all of a sudden, like, there's another one. He just started showing up again, and there he was, and then boom.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to love the OHL.
Hit to the head, so pun intended.
For a first-time offender, 3 games is a little bit much.
Yeah, yeah. Ryan Brown there, we were looking from him too, and another one. There's a lot of these guys. Like, there's a lot of strengths here in these lines. Like,
yeah.
There's still what I know, like you're saying, like, okay, Wainwright was off, but there's a lot of strength here when you look
for sure.
on these
There's
lines.
a lot of unmined potential, I think. Ryan Brown's been off the score sheet for a little bit. He is a fantastic shot, and
Yeah.
I don't see him use it enough. He can he can shoot from the almost the blue line, and it's a top shelf goal. Like
Right.
he's got an absolute rocket, and I don't see him use it enough. I'd like to see him use it more. He's another guy I'd like to see step up a little bit, just kind of slacking in the offense department. I got my favorite guy here,
Yeah.
Karimov. They're always sticking him on the third line, which I'm not a fan of.
Would
But
you like to see him move up to even the second?
When he got up to one of the second lines in one of the away games, and he had 2 goals. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they should listen to me, but
Maybe.
but I love him too. He's chippy out there every time. I maybe slacking a little bit in the offensive, but you know. He's a water bug, and he's angry every time he's out there. Like he's giving somebody a shot in the
Come
ribs.
on, are you there or what? Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. You're like,
That's a great line though with Diorio and Johnston. Like those are guys that can provide huge offense. Like a great playmaker in Diorio and Johnston stepping up every game. But
yeah.
maybe not as hot as he was at the very start of the season, but
Who,
that's
Diorio?
Johnston.
Or Johnston,
just a bit of growing pains, but he'll get back on the score
Even
sheet.
Diorio took him a while to get his
Yeah.
first, goal here. And again, that was, I think, another expectation that was sort of slight disappointment because, second overall. There was the hype all around that. I mean, we had a press conference with the guy. They don't do that with just anybody, right?
Right.
So still haven't quite seen as much as you'd like to from him.
You know what? I don't think he's as much as an offensive player as he is a two-way center, and he's every game he's out there, he's making sure the puck's not going in his own net. So
Right.
I love that about him. Maybe there's always room to grow, and I'm sure he'll get there with his points. But I'm not disappointed with him at all.
Yeah.
Really, for his age and being a rookie, I can't say I'm disappointed at all.
Well, you make a good point in there. Like, he doesn't let the puck get, into his area to get into the goal. And I think a lot of times we look at a player and I go, well, we just look at score goals,
Yeah.
and assists, goals and assists. But
it's the easiest thing to track, right?
Right. But there's a lot more going on out there, like defending your area. And I think you're right. He's done a lot of that. I think he'd like to see more goals, but being on the third line, that
You can only expect so much out of somebody on the third line.
Yeah, third line. Yeah, we'll get to you. And then what do we got here for the fourth? Simpson, Kostic, and Franceschetti. This is someone,
I like this guy.
right?
He is a serious guy here.
Yeah.
He's not very big. I've walked past him. I shook hands with him. He's a super nice guy, but he will fill you in, and he was not afraid to drop the gloves with anybody.
Right. And we were missing him for quite some time.
Yeah. And I think
several games.
That's an aspect I think that we are missing. I know you only get a certain amount of fights and so, and it's not all of the game, but they kind of look a little lackluster at some points. And
Yeah.
I think especially back at home, when someone drops the gloves, it's like I said, you may not love it, but the place erupts. So and it's the energy, and they love it, I think. And that's
I'm okay with it. I just was never. I was more like, I just want to see. I get it. I mean, I'm not completely oblivious to it. I just sometimes go like, come on, just. And then like, when do you do it? Like, you're losing 9-1. Like, is that the time? Like, that's the time you go. Like, there's no way likely that we're gonna win here.
Right. Those are just for the frustration.
But then you don't want to have too many. You can't have too many in a game, or you get a fine. We've seen that already.
Yeah, that's right.
So we don't want that out. I don't know. Says me, who doesn't know how to tie skates, and I have no emotion on the ice out there as a young man. And truthfully, 16 to 20, whatever. That's an emotional time in a young person's life.
Oh yeah, the hormones are flowing, right?
Right.
That's all they want to do.
It wasn't long ago for you. Do you remember that?
Seems like it ages now, but yeah, no, I do remember it quite well.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't grown much since then.
I haven't grown. Yes, you have. He's educated me. I'll tell you that. Is this game in Sarnia, Trent? Yes, it is.
Sure is.
We're here in Sarnia, the Progressive Auto Sales Arena. Carl says, welcome back. Thanks, Carl.
Finally. I think the last game was October 27th.
Finally, The Rock has come back. Do you remember that? He said, The Rock has come back to. Yes, I can't do it.
The bees are back.
The bees are back. They're back in town. Yeah, it's good to be back. Hurt and Barr on defense there. That's a strong line there. I think both of the. I'm looking at all of these lines, and I'm seeing strength in each one of these players.
Yeah, on paper they're a
On
great
paper.
team. The yeah, they're on paper they are a great team. They just a couple growing pains, and the defense I think it's maybe a little just tighten the screws a little bit. They've been
Yeah.
a little they might have lost the game against London in in 9 goals last night. Just tells you a decent story about what happened. So just tighten the screws and
Nothing.
And no, yeah, not
Nothing
much.
happened. Well, and like we can sit here, we can come up with all the excuses we want. Like we're missing this one, we're missing that one, and that one's sent away. But I think the other thing is tired. Like
Yeah,
you're on the road for the whole, all of
almost
2
3
weeks
weeks.
kind of
Almost
thing, right?
3 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, there's our lovely server. Hello. What's that? Yeah, we're good. Thank you, Shannon. Um, Shannon Barnes, one of the lovely servers here up in the hockey suite.
She's great.
She is. She's awesome. I know her mother, so that's how old I am, right?
That makes
And
you feel
her
old,
mother
yeah.
used to work. We used to work together. Yeah. So still tighten up some screws. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, like the tiredness. They've been away. Like they've not been in a home bed
Yeah.
for that length of time. Like the only time you enjoy this when you're in Mexico.
Yeah,
know?
traveling around to Mississauga and
Right.
in London in November isn't exactly the scenic sights you want to see, but
No, I mean all teams go through it at some point, and it's kind of set out that way. But still, that's a long haul. So they'll be, they're back and hopefully, still recovering from Friday, and but I think this is a point of they have to recognize this is a mindset game. I think like I know the skills and the physicals. I get that, but those skills that this team needs to pull this off does exist, right?
Oh, certainly.
So now it's getting the mind into the game, because you lose like that so many times. You lose a 9-3. You go, ugh, like it's got to be hard being that young person again. It goes, man, I suck. What's going on? Like
it piles on.
it does, right? And
Yeah.
you can feel the weight on the shoulder, and you're just down.
And there's no
down.
time to relax. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday game weekend. Like where do you really have time to sit back and evaluate your game other than when you're in the video room right after with the
Right.
coach? Like
Right.
you go home and you're like, oh God, I gotta fix what I can fix before I show up at the rink less than
Right.
24 hours later, less than
Right. And
12 hours
some
later.
people will come out and say, "Oh, don't be so hard on them. They're just kids." I get that. I understand that. However, they're in the OHL, and there is an expectation when you play on whatever OHL team it is. There's an expectation there that still has to be met.
Yeah, there's an accountability factor.
And as entertaining as we want this to be, and positive as we want this to be, people also have to remember this is a business.
Yeah.
This is a business, and part of the business is to get the tickets sold and the food vendors and the advertising. There's a whole thing going on there, and it is a business. I had the privilege of meeting with the new OHL commissioner and had a good chat with him. And that was one of the things that came up. He's going around visiting every single OHL team, seeing, hey, they're doing that over here in Sarnia. Why don't you guys do that over there? And actually, I got to talk to him about our podcast, and he was like, really?
Oh, cool.
That's really, yeah, right? So, and he's promised me, I'm coming for you, Brian. He's promised me an interview at some point.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
If we'd have had more time when he was here, we could have had him on. But I did have a nice chat with him, and I can tell you, I never got the chance to meet the previous commissioner, but Brian he seems very genuine. Like, we were out at a local establishment, and we're just having a little pint, and there were other people around looking for his attention. And I was like, hey, listen, I don't want to keep you. And he's like, no, keep talking. And it wasn't Mr. It was, I prefer Brian. He was really down to earth. He wasn't running away from me. He gets tugged on a lot. Hey, I want to talk to you. He gave me, like, we had 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, that's a lot. So I think that he projected a sense of changes coming
Yeah.
and in a positive way and how things are going to be handled. So time will only tell. But, Brian, thank you so much for your time. That really meant a lot to me, right? Because, again, being the commissioner, and there were lots of other people. There's probably another 20 of us around.
Yeah, yeah.
And at one point we went back, and they were all like, "Where'd you guys go?" So, well, we were having a conversation. So, yeah, and I just think that, that's sometimes people forget that. It is a business, and they're trying to profit, but they do care. They care about their communities. Community is, like, number one to all of us, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't exist without the fans.
Right, 100%. And I think they recognize that well. I got a video I'm going to put out shortly, but it's about community sports and the importance of that in a community where crime rates are lower, kids get more socially involved years after they're out of hockey. So, and sports, pardon me, sports in general. So I think the Sarnia Sting, along with the Sting Assist, do a good job of that.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's awesome to see. Like, they're always out in the community. Like, I just saw them with the Humane Society. They do everything. It raises awareness for everything in our community, and it's only a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. Redneck out on TikTok says Owen's sound attack is better.
Right now, yeah. There was a great goal by Carter George the other night.
That's the goalie goal.
The goalie goal, yep.
Yeah. I haven't seen that. I didn't even hear about that. I'll have to look that up.
Very cool. I'm hoping to see one of those in person today. That'd be cool. Very cool to see.
So me and the fighting, and I'm like, whatever. Da, da, da. But if I want to see a fight, you know what I really want to see?
A goalie fight.
A goalie fight.
Oh, everyone wants to see a goalie fight.
Bring it out to center ice and let's go goalie, right?
That's a fantastic.
All right, let's see. We got, I don't know if I can, Stinger out on the ice now, getting warmed up. We can show some of that.
There's a new inflatable this Sunday, supposedly, right? Is it going up yet, or is it going for the...
Oh, I don't know. Inflatable.
You didn't see that?
No.
The Ford Lambton, they have a new
Buzz. Oh, Finch Ford?
Yeah, a new Buzz inflatable that's going up. In here somewhere. Okay, right there. Look at that thing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they're doing their entrances out of there.
Well, is that on the Sting page?
Yeah, it's on the Sting page.
Wait, is it back a bit?
Yeah, just keep going. Close. It's that one. Or no, it's not, sorry.
Oh, there we go. Let's, we can show this.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah, right? That's pretty wild. That's almost, Buzz is looking kind of Halloweenish. Like,
good. Yeah, we're a mean bee. There's no friendly bees here.
Right? Finch Ford Lincoln, though, like, even before it was Finch, something else, like, they've been supporters for so many years, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And, of course, what we're excited about now is the teddy bear toss. Have you bought your teddy bear yet?
No, I got one. I got one at home. I'll throw one on you guys.
I know Barry from Hughes Intelligence was telling me I think they've got like a bucket full that's going to be, I don't know how they're going to do it. Not from up here. Well, maybe, I don't know. You're not allowed to throw pucks from up here, but I think you're allowed to throw the teddy bears.
Are you sure? There's no throwing of any items, maybe.
Yeah, might have to break a few.
We'll find out.
Redneck, that's my hometown. You're from Sarnia? Where are you now, Redneck? Trying to get up to 5,000 likes on TikTok, and we're looking for a few more people to send us some gifts. We're looking for 55 hearts and 2 Dinies. If you can help out with that, that's awesome. Szyrzicka, let's talk about him. I haven't talked about him yet, and
he's been fantastic.
Yeah.
On London, the night in London, I think he had 40 shots against, 38 saves, or 42 shots, 38 saves. He was fantastic.
Still, that makes it even more frustrating for a goalie when you're coming out on those losses there.
Oh, yeah.
And, you could see him going over to the Gatorade after each one and his head up, and you can just kind of see him going,
looking towards the stars.
Well, frustrating. I mean, I don't think I talked to Pat DeRoche there, does the play-by-play with Lee Cunningham on CHOK, of course, a former excellent, amazing goalie.
Yep.
And I said to him, do you go back in the locker room at any point and say, come on, guys, you're leaving me? He goes, no, you don't. You maybe want to, but that's not how you handle it. It's more of a, guys, here's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, sure, yeah. He can only do so much, right?
Right.
You can't take it. You can't take the puck and go up the ice. He'll get a penalty if he goes over the red line, but he can only do so much.
What do you think of this young Simpson fella there? We've seen him out a few times or whatever. I'd like to see him a little bit more from him as well.
Yeah, maybe not enough sample size. He's been good, but I'd like to see a little bit more.
Yeah.
Playing on the fourth line, you only get to see them how many minutes a game, right?
Like 2 minutes.
Yeah, they're just filling in. Oh, there's a souvenir.
Oh, who's this down here?
That's Jack Bodine.
Yeah, there he is.
On the third line tonight.
He always, every home game comes over to either side. I think you'll probably see him go to the outside. He goes to both sides of the glass and tosses a puck.
That's awesome. Good guy.
Yeah.
You'll love to see that.
He's a big MFer, though.
A towering fella.
He's just like, wow. I met him
he looks like a full-grown man. He's 17 or 18 years old. 18 years old.
I destroy you. I still think he reminds me of that guy from Rocky 3 or whatever.
Yeah, he does, for sure.
All right, liking the live out there. We're up to 3,500 likes out there. Hey, we're going to hit our 5,000, no problem. So let's set it up and go for 10. Well, this is going to be an exciting, I think, interesting game. Look at the jerseys, though, of the Kitchener. Those are different.
Yeah, I think maybe just their warm-ups, but they're nice. I like those.
You do?
Yeah, they're
I don't know if I'm a fan of the gray.
No, you don't like the gray?
I don't know. It's like those cars. They got the gray thing going, that gray color.
Oh, matte color? Like matte gray?
Yeah, well, matte gray or matte silver. I don't know what you call it. I'm not a fan. And shout out to my friends. We were down at...
one of them just did a little trade there. Did you see that?
Did a what?
He did a trade with one of the fans. He looked like I think they must be trading candy for a puck, and they just threw him a bag of candy over. Or
nice.
something along those lines, I'm sure.
They have motorcycles with this gray silver thing. I don't know what it's called. I don't know. Call me old school.
I like them.
All right, you can like it all you want.
I like it. I like a lot of jerseys, though.
You do? How many do you have in your collection now?
For just Sting ones, I think I have 14. But
wow,
there's
and Mom
the NHL
looks at you funny every time you find
of course, every single time.
What do you do with your money?
Here's Ruslan. Hopefully, I'll have to get him to sign this one.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been learning a bit of Russian.
Oh, have you?
Just a little bit, yep.
I think that's awesome because you're going to approach the guy and you want to kind
of course,
say, wow, somebody went out of their way to do that. Cool. Well, that's lots to talk about for sure. And TikTok, I miss Nolan Burke. His mom was my teacher. Oh,
I miss
nice.
Nolan Burke as well. That was my favorite player of all time.
Okay.
My last name.
Emily says hello. She's from section 106. Hello, Emily. Thanks for joining us here. Do us a favor and tap that screen. We're over 3,600 already. And for those of you watching out in Facebook land, we appreciate you. You can support us here by sending some stars. Just tap on the comment section. You'll see the little star and then send stars. It's pretty simple. Star, right?
Star, heart. Like.
Yeah, right. Well, we'll see how things typically turn out well here on a Sunday afternoon as it's Sunday. I should, hang on. Sunday. There you go. I've been waiting to use that.
That's a good one.
All right, well, that's going to be it for us right now. I'll be doing live reaction. TikTok, we're going to keep you on for the entirety here. You're behind the scenes. The rest of you will be back. I'm going to be doing live reaction here, and then Connor will come back and join me for Period 1 updates. Connor, it's
I will
good
be
to see
back.
you again,
Good
my
to see
friend.
you. Hope you had a great time.
I
Dave.
did. I had a good time, and I don't take a lot of sun in. I just hang out by the pool and the bar a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't look burnt or anything.
No. Come out once in a while to eat. That's pretty much what it was. It was a lot of fun. It was great. All right. Thanks to all of you for watching. I'm David Burrows. This is my friend Connor Burke, and as always, 1, 2, 3, go Sting, go!